you break blocks or something like that, something stupid like that. And I literally did one of these head bobs. You know what I'm talking about? Where you fall asleep a little bit, then your head bobs, and that's what wakes you up. You remember like Dr. Bob's class or something like that. I did one of those. I did one of those. I was
Bob.
like,
Dude, what is that? What is Dr. Bob doing now?
He's teaching.
What is Dr.
teaching?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is what is Dr. Bob's last name?
Smith.
What?
His name is Dr. Robert Smith. Just like Doc Smith's name is Dr. Robert Smith.
All right.
So we had Doc Smith and we had Dr. Bob.
Gosh, no wonder he lost his job.
He lost his job because I don't know why.
Say it, Martin. Gentlemen, welcome to your two favorite facially blessed individuals. That's right, I am talking about the two bearded preachers. That's right, folks. We are aiming to misbehave on this wonderful evening. I haven't gotten to talk to my best friend in a long time.
Yep, it's been like 2 weeks.
It's been like 2 weeks, and yeah, I'm having withdrawals. I know he's having withdrawals, but now
always. But it's for something different.
Gonna have to get our fix. We're gonna get our best friend fix on, baby.
You know it. You know it. You know what, Justin? The best way to get our best friend fix on is to talk about death.
Oh.
And the bleak emptiness that faces us all.
Oh, do we have to?
Or we can talk about your book.
Oh, do we have to?
Back to death.
Back to death. Let's go back to death.
Awesome. Guess what I might do? Starting off pretty soon here. I might do another unit of clinical pastoral education.
That sounds horrible.
Well, I've had it's been described as the spiritual enema.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's more like a spiritual colonoscopy because it's more like a asking, it's more like a probe to find out what's going on. So it's right up in there.
Oh, dude.
Spiritual colonoscopy.
Why would you volunteer for that?
No, pay for it. Pay.
What? Oh my gosh. Well, you do pay for colonoscopies, pretty much.
That's true. Yeah, you pay for it.
You pay for it, man.
You pay for it twice. You pay for it with the sensation, which is not great, and then you pay for it also with
financially. Yeah, financially, you're gonna pay for it too, and you're gonna pay for it in humiliation as well.
I guess.
I mean, who does that really humiliate more? The person getting the colonoscopy or the person having to do that? Because honestly, I don't know who signs up for that job.
Maybe the person who
you make good
watching
money.
the video. It's all the person, because they gotta see everything.
Yeah, but then there's the dude that's got to actually put it in.
Well, that guy, that's just putting a tube into another tube. You don't got to think too much about that.
Yeah,
just
but
one tube into the other tube.
Yeah,
right?
but one tube is a pretty dirty tube.
Well, maybe you should wash.
Well,
If you would wash, it wouldn't be quite so dirty.
I want to go on the record. I'm just gonna say this: #Florida. Okay. That should explain everything.
Gets a little swampy.
Yeah.
A little swampy down in Florida.
Just a tad.
Gross. Hey, it's just the nature of the climate in which you live.
Well,
nothing you can do about it.
That's true. Now, so here's the deal: when you do your clinicals and everything, in case people don't understand what the clinicals are, is that they are essentially where you go and hang out with people that are dying, right?
Yes.
And cry a lot.
No, I don't cry. I let them cry.
You are.
Listen, I gotta tell you something. There's a trick.
You're heartless.
There's a trick. because my inclination.
Can
a lot
I-
of people think. Yeah,
Can I guess? Can I
yeah,
guess the trick?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, the trick.
Lots of alcohol.
No, actually, that would be detrimental.
It would.
And
Actually, it'd probably make you cry.
yeah, because alcohol is a depressant, and you're going and you're talking to people who are in the process of dying. And, that
Yeah.
might just bring you down.
It's true.
So that's why I smoke cigarettes. Uppers.
You say you
I want
take
a
it.
stimulant.
You take
not
a few
depressant.
drags before you go in, and then
That's
you
right.
go talk to the people that are. So basically, what you're doing is you're helping people. It's a study, which you've done this many times, like 6 or 7 times, right?
No, I've done it twice.
And this is
But
gonna be your 3rd time.
Yeah.
Is there different levels?
Yes.
So like it's almost like a video game.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think that at this point I can do level 2.
Are you sure? Because if
I
you've
think
done
I'm on level 2.
wait, what happened the first 2 ones? Like, did you do level 1 2 times?
Yeah, usually that's what you do.
Why?
You usually do level 1, then you do another level 1, then you do a level 2, then you do another level 2, and then you can start prepping for supervision if you want to put other people through the same thing.
Listen,
That's usually how it goes.
can I make a suggestion? Because
Let's hear
I'm
it.
all about leveling. Okay,
You want a level, yeah.
we gotta grind is what we need to do. Okay. So listen, when you're talking about leveling, all right,
Yeah.
Martin, the key is first of all, you're gonna need to just put the hours in and just sit down, grind it out. All right,
Grind
don't
it
worry
out.
about take a day and just grind it out. Number 1.
Just grind it.
Yeah. Number 2,
All day.
here's another thing I like to suggest. If you can buy one of those boosters that gives you an extra XP boost, that'll be great.
Yeah.
That way
Experience
you can,
boost?
yeah, that way you can skip from level 1 and 2 because it's taking you two times
Go
to go
straight
through.
to level 3.
You go, dude, with one of those XP boosts, you can jump up to like level 30 really fast.
There's only there's only 3 levels, and then you're the master.
What kind of game is this?
It's the game that I'm pretty sure some
Sick person made up?
I'm pretty sure it's some pastor from a very liberal denomination.
Really?
That's just my yeah.
How
I
is
think
it
so.
liberal? Why would you say it's liberal?
Well, the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education is a theologically liberal organization
Okay.
because they are not primarily about Christianity, they're about human spirituality. So because it's about human spirituality rather than Christianity, it doesn't matter. One of the things in my first unit that I took that they said was, this is clinical pastoral education. Jesus is not the answer.
Oh,
That's what they said.
And
They said it straight up.
Did you tell them to suck it?
I did not. I did not tell them. I just said,
I just want to go ahead and on the record say miss opportunity.
well, how
Miss opportunity, Martin.
how well are you? Come on. Because we're
Miss
talking about.
opportunity, man. Come on.
Listen,
wait,
this is the-
Jesus isn't the answer? Suck it.
Well, Jesus isn't the answer to every question, right? So,
I don't know. Kind
I
of feel
mean-
like he is.
is Jesus the answer to 6 times 7?
Huh? Yeah. I kind of feel
Yeah.
like Jesus is the answer to everything.
Jesus is the answer. He's the answer to math. He's the answer to all. Anyway, it's more about human spirituality than it is about Christianity, which makes sense because when you're, especially in the hospice scenario, is in the hospice scenario, these people are dying, and if you're going to be providing them some sort of comfort as they, pass through the veil into the great beyond, if you're just trying to comfort them, then you're just trying to make them feel good. Now, personally, I'm not terribly interested in making people feel good. That's never really been my forte.
No, it's not.
So-
You're really good. You're really good at the opposite of that.
Right.
You're really good at not giving a crap.
Well, I've tried. I've tried hard. But anyway, and that's one of the things where I take issue with the training a little bit, and why this time I'm going through a different organization instead of the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education. I'm going through the what is it called? Institute for Clinical Pastoral Training, which is a more theologically conservative organization that will say, that is specifically Christian,
Yeah.
that
will say Jesus is the answer to 7 plus 7.
That's right. When I go in there and I express my own faith, you don't get, I won't get beat up as bad.
Okay. But the other one...
Still get beat up.
Oh, you'll get beat... Okay, so, but the other one, you're basically helping people get in touch with their inner child. Does that sound about right?
With the other one, the idea was... The big idea is when you're talking with these people, to listen to them, explain their experiences and that sort of stuff, to listen to them and to represent the presence of God. That's the whole idea.
Wait.
Sir?
But I thought he wasn't the answer.
No, Jesus is not the answer. God in some sort of...
Whoa. But are you saying there's more than one God here? Was it?
I'm saying that the system, the educational system, is not exclusively Christian.
Okay, so I'm okay with that. But are you helping people get in touch with nature before they leave? They're gonna hey, you're gonna be one with the earth again soon.
Am I helping them get in touch with nature?
I mean, you're making them feel better, right? What do they say? Well, okay, I just believe that when I die, I'm gonna come back as a bird. What if they say something like that? What do you say?
Okay, you tell me I'm dying and you're ready to come
Martin,
back as a bird.
let's do this. Martin.
We're going to do a role play?
We're going to do a role play. Hey, Pastor Bender. Can I call you Pastor Bender?
Call me whatever you want.
All right. I'm dying. I'm getting ready to kick the bucket. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait. Honestly, I'm really excited about it because I always want to fly. And I believe that when I die, I'm going to be reincarnated as a beautiful bird who's going to fly soaring high above the clouds. It's going to be so awesome. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool that I'm going to be a bird, Pastor Bender?
So what I hear you saying is that you're not really having much of a fear of death because you're anticipating what's to come.
I'm going to be a bird. I'm going to be a bird with my wings stretched out wide and soaring through. I'm gonna swoop down because I'm hungry. I'm gonna swoop down. I'm gonna pick up little rodents and I'm gonna eat them, break their necks, and I'm gonna eat them. It's gonna be awesome. That's what I think is gonna happen when I die. What do you think, Mr. Bender? Am I right or wrong?
Having this belief about when you die you're gonna become a bird, it sounds to me like that gives you a great deal of comfort as you're facing the inevitable death.
But yeah. I'm super excited about as I'm flying through the air with my wings stretched out really, really wide. The wind's gonna be blowing through my feathers, and it's gonna be glorious and awesome. And I'm gonna be like, yay! I'm flying. I'm gonna be all like that and stuff like that. And is that right, Pastor Bender? Am I gonna be a bird, Pastor Bender? Am I gonna be a bird? In my next life, after I die, I'm going to die here. And probably when I die, I'm going to lose control of all my bowels. I'm going to poop all over this table right here. And then I'm going to be buried. And everybody's going to cry. And then you're going to say something along the lines of when you're born, you cry, and then when you die, everybody else cries, but you're celebrating. Yeah, but I'm gonna be all dead and everything like that, and then be put in the ground, and then I'm gonna come back as a bird. That sound about right? After I poop myself in the bed and die.
Oddly enough, in talking to folks, I've not had that experience where they talking to me about being a bird. And
really?
Whatever. Yeah, but generally,
I would think that would be on the top of the list, like somebody saying reincarnated.
Belief in reincarnation, particularly into birds, is not terribly common down here in Southeast Georgia, if you can believe that.
Not a big fan of the birds. What do they want to be reincarnated as?
They think reincarnation is that Eastern nonsense, so they're not going to believe in that. I mean, this is the deep South, man. So it's either Christianity or some kind of strict atheism. There's not a whole lot of in between.
Okay, listen, Larry. I understand, Martin, but I feel like you're kind of skirting. I feel like you're skirting the question here. Okay, so let's just say
that's a part of the class.
Oh, that's part of the class.
Skirt the question because you're asking me, like in the character, you're asking me really specifically. Am I right? Am I going to be a bird? Well, I got to tell you straight up. I don't know if your experience in death is going to end up with you being a bird. I don't know that.
Like a majestic bird.
Like a majestic bird.
Soaring high above the clouds with my wings spread out. And I'm pooping on people whenever I want to. No one can tell me not to.
I don't think that it's consistent with what we read in Scripture. Right?
Oh, you're going to tell them that?
Well, I might. It depends how bad they press me. You know, because if they really want the answer,
Pastor
and I
Bender,
might even say,
Pastor Bender, I don't care about the Bible.
Well, you got to understand, you keep calling me Pastor Bender,
but
so
Pastor Bender, I
can tell you about my own beliefs. In which case, there is no turning into a bird, right? So, and that's the difference between the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education and the Institute for what did I say? It's the Institute for Pastoral Clinical Training or something like that. Institute for Clinical Pastoral Training. That's it.
Wait, what was the first one?
Institute. Oh man, it's the first one is the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education.
Okay.
And the second one is the Institute for Clinical Pastoral Training.
I don't know why it's so funny, but I don't get it.
One is a bunch of hippie liberals. The first one is a bunch of hippie liberals. And the second one is a bunch of Southern Baptists.
Oh my God.
That's the difference.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. So wait, when you're hanging out with the Southern Baptists, you can be like, listen, man, you ain't going to be no bird, all right? You're going to be either with Jesus or you're going to be down burning for all of eternity, okay? You better make that choice now, okay? Because then you look at your watch and even if you're not wearing a watch, you just look down like you're looking at your watch because honestly, buddy, it doesn't look like you have a whole lot of time left because you're getting ready to probably poop that bed uncontrollably.
Hey man, you want to know the real truth, Justin? The real truth is you're still alive. You're still alive for a long time after you've lost bladder control.
That's the embarrassing part.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. I agree with you.
Everything that you have in life will be taken away. That's what you need to know. In fact, if you want, that's like the most important thing that I've learned doing clinical pastoral education is that everything you have eventually goes away.
Yeah.
And when you die, it's all gone. It's all gone.
Yep.
So, and I know that sounds kind of bleak, but it should help you to prioritize a little bit and recognize that if your existence, if your life, if the way you make meaning in the world is all about the collection of stuff or the collection of experiences or your own pride or your own education or your own self-worth or getting that big job or getting that big promotion or having that hot wife or whatever it is. Like if all the meaning that you have in life is in the material things, you're wasting your time because all that stuff disappears. All that stuff is gone. And in the end, it's just you facing the utter bleakness of eternity. Oh no. And it is utterly bleak if you do so outside of Christ. There's no getting around that.
True.
So when you're doing the clinical pastoral education, the big point beyond anything else is to not focus on yourself and your own beliefs, but to focus on that person who's talking to you who's actually facing the great beyond.
Yeah.
Because look, you and I, we're facing the great beyond, but we're doing so at like a distance, you know? We're up in the cheap seats. Yeah. Some of these people are right above the dugout.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like they're really close. They're like, oh, this isn't looking good.
So you're trying to focus all your attention on what that person who's in the process or the family members who are going through the process are, what they're thinking and how they're making sense of their experience, and to help them to make sense of the experience, in light of the things that they believe or that they say they believe and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nature of the work. And that's just basic pastoral care, except it's articulated a little different.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to set it up. I gotta find another student. You wouldn't happen to want to do this, would you?
No, definitely not.
No?
No.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Nah, I'm alright, man.
Get it together.
We had to deal with a death just recently.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did I tell you that killer died?
The dog?
Yep.
Really? No,
Yep.
you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, man.
Wait,
well, we
let's stop.
haven't gotten to talk yet, dude.
Let's stop. And pour one out. For Killer.
All right.
Pour one out.
Pour one out for Killer.
Pour it out.
To Killer.
I'm sorry, buddy. I know that was an old dog.
Yeah, man.
That's your buddy.
14
Had it
years
for a long
old.
time.
He was kind of a a-hole at the end of his life, but
Just like the rest of us.
aren't we all? You know?
That's right.
And
You
so
know it.
he no, it was last I was trying to think because we didn't talk. Yeah, we didn't talk last week.
Nah, we didn't.
Nah, because it was last Thursday. So Wednesday night when
Your kids all right?
Yeah, I think they're finally kind of moving on, but Wednesday night about 4 a.m, he he was waking up and coughing and kind of basically choking is what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was having heart failure is what he was, and he just fell on the ground and he actually stopped breathing for about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down on the floor with him, and I just, Faye and I sat there, and he, honestly, his tongue's hanging out, his eyes were wide open, his tongue's hanging out of his mouth, and he wasn't breathing for about a minute. And I'm like, dude, this dog's dead. And so, I'm just petting him. And next thing you know, he just jumps up out of nowhere. He's not breathing, and next thing you know, he starts doing this weird movement, and he jumps up and just poops everywhere. Just uncontrolled, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. And then, basically, we cleaned up the big mess and then just hung out with him. And then I tried to go back to sleep and I really couldn't, honestly. So Faye stayed up with him out on the couch. I was up with him for a couple hours, and then she stayed up with him on the couch for a couple hours, and then we woke up and called Hannah, she's a vet technician.
Mm-hmm.
She set everything up for us, and I took him in Thursday morning, and the doctors, looked at him, and I told him what we were gonna do. I already knew he was pretty much done because he couldn't even move. He sat in my lap the whole way to the doctors, in a towel, wrapped up in a towel. He sat in my lap, and I just carried him. He was head was hanging off there, couldn't even hardly move. Look, he was aware, he was awake, but he could hardly move at all. And they gave him a shot, and he went right to sleep. So it was really weird, man.
What was weird about it?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been attacked, and I don't understand why I was so upset. Was weird. It was a little I saw my dad die, and which was weird. It's just to see something that was there, and then they're gone. It's just real kind of. It was just a weird moment,
What is weird about that?
I think that for me, and I don't know if this makes sense or not, but it's whatever. You walk in with them, and then you leave alone. And I think that just the little experience with Killer, which I don't understand why I got so upset, but then again, I've had this stupid dog for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Longer than your kids.
Yeah. And I think that it just kind of reminded me of my dad and everything. Just because, like, 1 second they're there,
mm-hmm.
and then they're gone. And it's weird because, like I said, you go there with them, and you leave alone. And it's kind of a surreal kind of moment where you're just kind of like, you know it's better, you know it's okay, you know that it's, you know, this is a natural thing and everything like that, but it's still kind of sad, you know.
Is it though?
Well, not for him.
No, I mean, is it a natural thing?
For a dog to die? Hell yeah. I don't think they ever expected Killer to live forever. So, I don't know.
Can I push on you a little bit?
Yeah, you can if you want to, but it's just
here's the push.
Stupid dog.
How much do you think, to what degree do you think, in watching Killer die, that you're just re-experiencing all the deaths that you've experienced?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's not like... I don't even know how to even describe it, Martin, because honestly, like, the doctor looks at me and she says this is absolutely the right thing. He's hurting really bad. There's nothing we could have done. And not to mention, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna do anything for a dog, you know. For my family, anything. For my boys, for my wife, anybody else, anything. Not even a question. You?
Not the dog.
Yeah, not the dog. I'm not gonna, like, he's 14 years old. I'm not gonna do, like, anything to prolong his life, you know. He's a dog. I've got kids I gotta take care of and a wife I gotta take care of, so I'm not gonna think about that kind of stuff, but I think it's, and I think that's kind of what happens with every kind of death that I kind of see and I experience and I go to, there's some that I'm a little bit more emotional around than others. But when I'm close to them, I guess I'm re-experiencing that loss all over again, And honestly, it kind of sucks. So,
if I was doing the clinical pastoral stuff or whatever.
Yeah, that goofy stuff, yeah.
If I was doing that goofy stuff, and I was talking to somebody who was upset about their dog, right?
Yeah.
I would try and help them to see that their dog is not the other people that they lost it.
No, I know that.
But the pain's the same.
Yeah.
And, we're preachers, right?
Yeah.
So when we go to the funeral, we're supposed to be calm, cool.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the one who's keeping it all under control.
Yeah.
So that way the other people have the freedom to grieve and be, not themselves, not their typical selves.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it might be, in a way, that when Killer dies, you have a little bit of license to feel sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
About all the deaths that are experienced around you. I mean, you lost Hank recently, right?
Yeah. He just
He's
passed.
your friend.
Yeah.
And that's not easy.
Yeah.
But you had to put your game face on.
Yep.
Because there was work to do. Right?
Yep.
So you might not have had the opportunity to grieve for him like you wanted to in the moment. So you might be grieving for him.
Yeah.
When Killer dies.
Probably. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. When I'm doing the funeral, when I'm working with fella I'm working with hospice right now,
Yeah.
and his wife, guess what I'm not doing? I'm deliberate not thinking about my father.
Yeah.
Or my grandfather or my grandmother.
Yeah.
Or the fact that my other grandmother is, not well.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not dwelling on that. Or my friend Gerald who died 2 years ago that I still miss.
Yeah.
I'm deliberately not thinking about those guys, not dwelling on those guys.
Yeah.
Because I got to be in the game.
Yeah.
Got to be working. Let me tell you something. When Molly, my annoying little garage, frou-frou suburban dog who has no business living on a farm, when she died, I'm going to go ahead and cry.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do, I'm going to mourn her loss, but what's really going on there is I'm grieving for all of those losses that I haven't had a chance to adequately grieve for because I had to put my game face.
Yeah.
Because I had work to do.
Yeah. I almost killed your dog.
That's fine. You can kill her.
I did. She was jumped in my car before we left. It's kind of hot.
You wanted to go to Florida, man.
It was kind of hot in our car, and then we opened the door, and she jumped out, and she was like heavy breathing. I'm really surprised she's still alive. She was in a hot car for like 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, she snuck in there.
Yeah, she jumped in our car, and we closed the door, and she was in her car.
Not knowing she was in there?
Yeah. And then we open Jonas opened the door, the dog jumps out, and I'm like, I look at her, and she's like, I'm like, oh crap. I think I just killed my best friend's dog, I think. So.
It would have been okay.
And then I come home, and then my dog dies. I'm like, oh, here, this sucks. So
here's what the clinical pastoral education does. It helps you to be able to help other people to grieve without engaging all the grief in your own life.
Yeah.
It helps you to separate those things and to recognize that the pain other people are experiencing is not necessarily your
pain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my pain.
I can, yeah, because I've done quite a bit of this now. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Like, and I do find that like I'm able to draw a line. I am able to separate things out, and you know what happens for me? What I do, like for example, I had to do a funeral where the son asked me to read something that he wrote. And it was absolutely beautiful, Martin. And I'll tell you what, for 2 days I was practicing. I was reading this for 2 days, and I cried every single time I did it.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. And it was one of those things like when I'm doing something, when I'm in the game, I do it and I'm like, I go ahead and I say, all right, I'm gonna have to suck this up. I'm gonna have to do this. And so like I practiced for 2 days and cried every single time I did it, because it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But when I did it, I got it all out of my system. I got it out of my system so I could walk up there, I could deliver it, and allow them to experience whatever they need to experience, whatever they need to feel. I could say it without choking. I could say it without stopping. I could say it without crying. And so, like, I did all that. And so I agree with you on that. I agree with the idea that, because the bottom line is this, whether it's a stupid dog or not, maybe it was my stupid dog, And so he gave me the freedom just to let loose a little bit. I don't always get to, let loose. I got to be like the one that's, the stiff upper lip and everything. So, so I agree with you on that. So I don't always like it, but the dog, we are having a significant significant less amount of urine in our house now. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nowhere near as much urine or dog poop. So, because he would just go anywhere.
Well, the time's coming for all of us.
When you're dying, you can do that.
That's right.
When you're dying, you can just poop wherever you want to poop. You can do whatever you want to do.
But when you're middle-aged,
I don't know. I kind of feel like you can do some of that stuff. Don't you? Like, you feel like maybe you probably could, do some of it. Like, hey, if I want to poop, I'm going to poop. Let's just be real, Martin.
oh my.
If I just want to poop wherever I sit at age 40, people are going to look at me and go, "You're 40, right?"
No,
Really?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, not at 40. I think you got to be at least 90 before
Really?
that's tolerable. Yeah, because the rest of us are gonna be like, bruh, you ain't old enough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Well, I hate to tell you, it's a tragic thing. Now you had a story you wanted to tell me, didn't you?
I did. But in order to hear that, you're going to have to go and be a Patreon of the Two Bearded Preachers, because that's going to be in the bonus material. Got it, Mark.
There you go.
Yeah.
You like it, champ.
Like it.
So good.
It's going to be some editing here for me to do that, but I got this, all right?
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. How would you like to participate in the Two Bearded Preachers podcast? Well, let me tell you how you can do that. One, you can go ahead and send us an email at twobeardedpreachers@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and give us a call at 951-47-BEARD. That's 951-472-3273. Leave a message, and if you do that, we'll actually play your voice, your message on the podcast. And don't forget to go ahead and give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. That will really help the show grow, and we would appreciate it greatly. Thanks so much. See you next week.
What's the eye doctor gonna tell you? Better just cut him out, bro. Cut him out.
Well, you got two eyes. You're good. You're good to go.
I can take one.
Yeah.
And leave you with the other one. You'll be
Exactly. Exactly.
fine. Depth perception is for suckers. So.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
You're busy.